Hello, I'm Christopher from Phobia Game Studio. I'm the game and level designer behind Carrion.
Hello guys, Gabriel here from Cerealkillerz. We are at the Gamescom 2019 and yeah, let's talk about Carrion.
Yeah.
So as first question, maybe a quick introduction into the game, like what's it about? I mean, you're playing a monster, so any background info you can give us?
Yes, so Carrion is what we call a reverse horror experience. So this is the game where the NPCs are afraid of you, not the other way around like it normally is. And so you are this amorphous being of unknown origin that was captured by the scientists, and you are being experimented on in the facility. So your goal is to break out and start doing what monsters do.
Can you give us any background info on your team, like how many people are developing this game, or how long have you been developing this game?
Yes, so the team is fairly small. Like we are a core team of 3 people plus we have also a composer on board. So in total 4 people, and we started like the first prototypes were done mid 2017, and like the full-on development with the proper prototype demo that we showcased at some shows and sent to the publishers. We did that beginning of 2018.
So the concept is pretty fresh and new. Can you give us any details on the development process? Have you gotten into any troubles, like gameplay-wise? Like, is there a problem with developing such a game?
Yeah, there are several different difficulties that you don't encounter in most games because of, for example, the nature of the monster, like the thing that the way it traverses the levels, the fact that gravity is no obstacle, for example, that makes the level design much more difficult because you can basically go anywhere. So it's not something you normally think about, but most either platformers or action-adventure games or even FPS games, basically any games with direct movement, so not RTSs or something like that, gravity is one of the main obstacles, one of the ways you build the levels. This is higher, so this is already like a puzzle. How do you get higher to this tower or this mountain or whatever? Here, this isn't an issue. Just move that way and you're there. So that's one of the things we have to consider. Also, the way the monster grows and can get smaller, and it has those different, we call it a mass-based class system. So depending on your size, you have different abilities at your disposal. So that's something we also have to balance very carefully. Always make sure that you can get stuck because there are no humans to eat. You can grow larger and you're stuck permanently because it's not the 80s that you can make games where you get stuck and flip of the player.
So do you got any inspirations you can tell us about when you designed the monster or the game? Any books or references?
Yeah, I think most of those are obvious. Like probably the most at least visually obvious one is The Thing, the John Carpenter 1982 movie. Also, like basically any cult 80s, 90s horror action movie, so Predator, Aliens, and so on. So when it comes to movies, you just you name it, and yeah, probably we were inspired in some way by that. And also when it comes to games, I think one of the main inspirations was Alien vs Predator. Like the way playing the alien and the predator, but especially the alien, made you feel you were this strange creature, and like it totally reversed the stakes, and it was the Marines that were afraid of you. That's something that was really awesome, and few games since AVP have tried something like that, and that's what we wanted to recapture with obviously our own twist on the idea.
Are you planning to just focus on one monster as playable character, or are there any plans on expanding on that?
Yes, it's a single monster, although it's like a hive mind, so you could say it's kind of multiple entities in one in a way. But yeah, it's a single monster, although it evolves over the course of the game. So you earn those new skills and abilities. So yeah, I don't think it gets boring that you're this monster all the time, because there's something to surprise the player almost every level. So yeah, I think it's it's going to be quite interesting despite it being only a single monster. We basically set it up like a Metroidvania. So we have those puzzles that at first you have no way of beating before you evolve. And yeah, I think it's going to keep the interest of players at high levels throughout the whole game, I hope.
So, I mean, it's probably pretty early to say, but are you planning on any options for replayability, like after you finish the game, any new modes or like that?
We're never saying no, but currently we're not really exploring such things. We are focused on nailing the core campaign currently, and yeah, we'll probably have some like optional secrets and so on, but currently nothing in the vein of, I don't know, New Game Plus or anything like that. Not in the works, at least currently, but you never know. There will also be most likely some post-release support, so we'll see.
Are you already aiming for playtime? Like, can you give us a hint on how many hours of playtime you can
We don't have any exact playtime just yet. Plus, with it being more or less a Metroidvania, it's very hard to like pinpoint how much time it takes you, because if you know everything, it might be like a 2 hours game, but if you're a fresh player, then it's going to be many times more. Yeah, I mean, we're aiming for anything between 4 and 8 hours. We'll see what we end up with. Probably something around 6, but we don't want to overpromise anything at the moment. So.
Okay. Maybe as final question, is there one specific feature about the game you really want people to know about? Like your favorite thing about the game or working on the project?
That's a tricky question. I think ripping out heads together with the spine, Mortal Kombat spine, Mortal Kombat style, because that's how anatomy works, right? I think that's one of the nicest features. But yeah, in general, just all the gore and havoc you wreak with the monster, it's something we're very proud of. The interactivity of the environment. Yeah, I think that would be the thing we're most proud of at the moment, at least.
Okay. Thanks for your time. It was great.
Thanks a lot.